In the previous episode, for a couple of times, I had to go in and out of the boat, up and down the stairs, and finally got the light on. This situation reminded me of something I wanted to share with you. It has to do with how in certain occasions we spend so much time with small things that in a way are totally irrelevant, but they end up somehow important for the end result. There are some statistics that I think are really cool about how much time we spend formatting Word documents or PowerPoints, looking up for the margins, size of fonts, etc. So maybe next time you are formatting a document, just try to wrap it up. Don't spend too much time with it. There's so much more out there to do. Maybe you have some more spare time to check us out, follow us, and enjoy our videos. Thank you. In this episode, I'm going to show you the engine room of the Impet. It's under the main hatch where you come inside the boat. Pull up these locks. This bottom piece that has 5 locks, one in each side of the stairs. There are 2 more back there, and there's one here in the bottom that holds this fiberglass part. Once you had taken out those locks from the stairs, the first thing you notice also is there's this hook here, and the stairs just go up like this. And now that I'm holding the camera, let's see how I can do for you. And this thing hooks. Yeah, as you can see, it's not going to be possible to do all this. So, with one hand, oh maybe. There we go. It hooks up there. No, let me just do something. Make sure it's in place. Yes. With 2 hands is a little bit more helpful. It's up. Now we got full access to this box. Unlock these guys. They actually have a place for a padlock. I don't know why. Maybe it's just this metal bit. I also opened the one on the bottom, and I'm pulling it out. And even though now we have the mainsail there, there's enough room to open this and access the engine. The engine gets pretty well exposed, and in case you need to take it out, we did this once, the engine goes out through the main hatch. It just slides out like a glove. It's fantastic. It's very well thought. Once you take this wooden part out, which is quite easy because there's enough room here to do all that, try to show you, get a bench to sit in case you need. You can sit here and work comfortably on your old engine. If you are as old as the engine, it comes useful, this seat. Or to put your tools, even though there's a lot of space around the floor. Work on this to, sit down, put the tools. Ultimately, we end up using this countertop. You can see right now it's full of stuff. Now back to the engine. It's the original Perkins from 1975. It has been professionally repainted with a special paint, but that was probably 10 years ago. So the paint is already coming out. It will need refurbishing, but you can see everything is good. It's not super clean at the moment because it needs to be serviced again before it goes to the water. At least you see there's a good pass to keep all the oil when you do oil changes or if there's some oil leaks. It's a little bit rusted apparently, but this is surface rust. We will brush this and repaint where it's possible. We're not going to take the engine out this time if it's not needed. Hopefully it's not needed. It's a simple diesel from the 70s, no electronics, no confusions. We have thought of changing to a modern engine years ago, before electric engines were a fashion. Now the problem is these older engines, they are lower. As you see, it's a low engine but long. That's how they used to be. Nowadays they are much taller, and that will affect the whole engineering of the boat, including the entrance and the stairs that are up there now. That's why we have decided not to do that in the past. We might figure out a way to have electric engine in the future when electric engines are more popular and easier to find parts in case something goes wrong. And also because the regulation in this country, the paperwork of this boat, of any boat in Portugal, they have all the specifications of the engine. If we change, the bureaucratic process is not easy, but they might relax in the future. You can see there's this little door and have access to the exhaust. Actually a brand new part we have here. There's also this access here. It goes into the toilet. You can see the metal frame, that thing will open, which is the access to the alternator. And it's a simple thing, not much into it. Furthermore, to this access through the front, there is access to the after cabin. So I came from the galley, the engine is right in front of this wall, and the access here is quite simple. You open this thing and there's the gearbox, and then you pull this guy up. Let's show you. This will come out. Fiberglass bit also comes out. This is not original cut. We did this slight. We wanted to have more access into the rear of the engine. I'm not taking it out now because it has the screws and I don't have here a screwdriver and there's not much to see anyway. You can surface rest. It's not a problem. Anyway, this is a sailing boat. Many times I have entered the marina sailing. The engine is not my biggest concern. I was showing you the access from the front, then I walked into the after cabin. If I walk here into the after cabin, follow me. There we go. You see, I have a place to sit comfortably if I need to access the gearbox, either just to service the oil, or, let's see if I get this straight the first time, in the very unlikely event that there's some problem with this part. Go, open this. You see this thing? The floor easily opens up and we have very good access to the shaft where it goes into the water through the hull. As I was saying, in case it's not working properly, and even you need a crew to be here, someone to be here holding a piece of rubber or something, or cloth for the water is not coming in, that person can do that task easily, comfortable, sitting down. You see, I could put the piece of fabric there and just stick my foot and hold it and be reading a book while I'm holding the water, or even making sure the baby doesn't wake up, because it's a bed here. It's one of the bunks, it's the other bank, and if suddenly, because so much water and you feel going to the toilet, it's right here. You know, a few minutes, 1 or 2 minutes, go there, come back, and keep your foot. This bit here, that is the bit of the floor, it just stays okay. I mean, of course, if the water is rough out there in the seas, this will move, but you can always hold with your knee or your hand while you're doing something, or your shoulder. It's not a big trouble if it's just for an easy, fast access. Otherwise, you'll take this out and throw in the toilet or into the front. There's a lot of room here to move around, or simply put on top of the bunker. It's right here. You don't want to dirty the mattress. You lift the mattress a little bit and you throw it in there. Overall, we have to thank Sparkman and Stephens and Nautor Swan, because somehow these boats came out very well designed, very comfortable.